New horror story. My brother disappeared in the woods, but what returned wasn't him. For 3 days, I've been living with something that looks exactly like my brother, but it isn't him. It started during our camping trip in the Navajo Nation. Jake and I were supposed to spend a week reconnecting after years apart. On the second night, he heard something calling his name from the woods and went to investigate. That was the last time I saw my real brother. 6 hours later, Jake stumbled back into camp. Same clothes, same scar on his chin, same easy smile. But the way he sat, too straight, too still, felt wrong, like he was concentrating on how humans are supposed to move. "Sorry I worried you," he said. "Got turned around in the dark. You know how it is." But Jake knew those woods better than anyone. He could have navigated them blindfolded. The first crack showed when he ate. Jake had always been a messy eater, laughing with food in his mouth, spilling crumbs everywhere. But this Jake cut his dinner into perfect squares, chewed exactly 15 times before swallowing, and never dropped a single piece. When I asked if he was okay, he tilted his head just a fraction too far, smile stretching 3 seconds too long. That night, I woke to find him standing over my sleeping bag, staring down at me in the moonlight. Just standing there. "Jake, what are you doing?" "Sleeping," he said without blinking. "You're standing up." He paused as if processing the correction, then walked back to his bag. Only it wasn't Jake's clumsy linebacker stride. It was smooth, fluid, like water moving in human shape. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Back home, I hoped distance would break whatever spell clung to him. But it only got worse. At family dinner, Mom hugged him and he stood stiff as a board. Dad asked about work and he recited Jake's last phone call, word for word. My nephew dropped a toy and his head snapped toward the sound with predatory sharpness before he forced himself to smile again. And through it all, he kept watching me, studying my reactions. Every mistake I caught, he corrected the next time, becoming more convincing. I decided to test him. "Remember when we got lost in Yellowstone and you broke your arm?" I asked. "Of course," he said instantly. "Worst pain of my life." Jake had never broken his arm. We'd never even been to Yellowstone. I waited for him to trip up, to falter. Instead, he just smiled and tucked that fake memory away, another piece of the script. That's when it hit me. It wasn't just wearing Jake's face. It was constructing Jake from scratch. Every story, every detail we shared, it absorbed. It was learning to be him better than he ever was. Then came the call. "Hey, where are you?" "We were supposed to grab drinks," Jake's voice said. We hadn't made plans. Worse, in the background, I heard the wind, the crunch of leaves. He was in the woods. "I'll be right there," I lied. 20 minutes later, he walked into my office downtown. Clean shirt, perfect smile, no explanation for how he could have traveled faster than any car. "You never showed up?" he said. I waited. His face didn't change, but something beneath it shifted, like a mask slipping just slightly. "You're being paranoid," he added, voice perfect but cadence wrong. "Come home with me tonight. We can talk." That's when I smelled it. Not cologne or sweat, but damp earth and rot. "I think I know what's wrong," it said, stepping closer. "You're starting to realize what I am." I bolted. Down the stairs, out the exit, only to find Jake already in the parking lot. And when the elevator doors opened behind me, Jake was inside too, smiling that too long smile. "You can't run," they said together. "I'm your brother. I'll always be your brother." Now I'm writing this from a motel 2 hours away. But he's here too. I can see him standing under the streetlight in the parking lot, perfectly still, staring at my window. He's been there for 6 hours. The phone keeps ringing. It's his voice telling me he's worried, telling me family sticks together. But when I called the police, they said Jake was never missing. According to everyone, we came back from the trip together days ago. It's not just wearing him anymore, it's erasing him, making itself the only Jake that ever existed. And now when it calls up to my window, it doesn't use Jake's name. It uses mine. Thank you for listening. If you really like the story, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily horror stories. Thanks.